metal. Hey everyone, this is Rabbit's Wild Animation Bliss, and welcome to another At the Movies Corner where I review the most recent animated films. So today's animated movie that I'll be reviewing today is Netflix's animated film, Nimona. And before I get into my thoughts about this film, here are a few words from the channel. Alright Animaniacs, now let's get on the social media train. Want to chat with us in 100 words or less? Then check out our Twitter account. Want to chat with us within a group? Then check out our Facebook account. Want to get the lowdown on everything dealing with animation on this channel? Then check all of the above. And now, we return to our regularly scheduled program. So the film starts off with a knight named Ballister, who's about to be knighted at a ceremony, and everything was going fine with him until his sword ends up activating and it ends up shooting at the queen and killing her. And it was then that Ballister was framed for killing the queen, and it was his boyfriend Ambrosius who ends up cutting off his arm. It was then that Ballister ends up running from the law, and it was then that he meets up with a young girl named Nimona. And Nimona tells Ballister that she's willing to be his sidekick since Ballister is a villain, at least in her eyes. And Ballister tries to tell Nimona that no, he's not the villain. He was actually framed for murdering the queen. And throughout the rest of the movie, Ballister and Nimona tried to clear Ballister's name and trying to find out who really murdered the queen. So what are my thoughts about Nimona? I absolutely love this film. This film was so much fun to watch. And before I get into further thoughts with this movie, I would like to let you guys know about the history I had with this film, or the history I had with the source material. So I actually read the original Nimona graphic novel when I was younger, and I remember really loving that graphic novel. So when I heard that Netflix was making a movie about Nimona, I was actually surprised and happy about this because I really enjoyed the original graphic novel, but I never expected a Nimona movie to actually come out at all. So I was surprised when a Nimona movie was actually made, and now here we are. So let's talk about what I did like about this movie. So the first thing that I liked about this movie was the animation. I really love how energetic this animation was, and it did a really good job at keeping up with the humor of this film and the fast-pacedness of this film. And I think that the animation is probably the best part of this film, as it looks so zany and yet detailed at the same time. So I really love the animation in this film. The second thing that I liked about this film was the humor. I found myself laughing out loud throughout the movie, as there were a lot of humorous moments throughout this movie, especially any moment that dealt with Nimona as a character, as Nimona is probably the funniest character in this entire movie. And I just love how the characters' facial expressions look throughout this movie, as they get very exaggerated during the more humorous scenes. And I think that the humor in this movie was really well done, and it made me laugh out loud so many times. Another thing that I liked about this movie was how it fleshed out a lot of the characters from the original graphic novel. As I mentioned before, I have read the original graphic novel many years ago, and even though I really enjoyed the original graphic novel, it did feel like that a lot of characters weren't that well developed in the original graphic novel. So the movie did a fantastic job at fleshing out these characters, especially with the characters of Nimona, Ambrosius, and Ballister, as I felt like those characters were developed very well. Like, we get to know more about Nimona's backstory in the movie, and we get to see more of the relationship between Ambrosius and Ballister, and see their relationship actually develop throughout this movie, as I felt like their relationship in the original graphic novel wasn't developed very well, and I felt like this movie did a better job with developing Ballister and Ambrosius' relationship with each other. So I do like the fact that this movie actually expanded more on the characters themselves compared to the original graphic novel. And then another thing that I really liked about this movie was how emotional this movie was. This movie had a lot of emotional and heartbreaking moments, and I felt really bad for some of the characters, as some of the characters went through some really tragic situations, especially the character of Nimona once you've learned of her backstory, and of course Ballister and Ambrosius, as their relationship starts going downhill because of what happened with the queen. So yeah, I really like the fact that this movie is able to be very emotional and make you really feel for these characters, especially when they're going through a lot of bad situations and they're trying to get out of it the best way they can. So if there was a minor issue that that I have with this film is that I felt like that the main antagonist was a bit underdeveloped. Now, I'm not going to tell you who the main antagonist of this film is because that's going to spoil the movie, but I felt like the motivations of the antagonist isn't really as well developed as the other characters' motives are. And I would have liked to see more of the antagonist motives actually get fleshed out in this movie than what we're seeing in this movie, so I can understand the antagonist motives a little better. Before I give out my overall thoughts on this film, I would like to let you guys know that there are affiliate links in the description box below if you are interested in buying any of the movies that are mentioned or linked in this video. If you buy any of the movies mentioned in this video using the affiliate links in the description box below, then I will receive a small commission that would greatly help with this channel. So please feel free to use the affiliate links in the description box below if you are interested in adding this movie to your movie collection. But overall, I really enjoyed Nimona. While the antagonist was a bit underdeveloped, I had a lot of fun with this movie. The humor, the animation, and the characters themselves were so well done, and it made this movie like one of the best animated films I've seen in 2023. So those are my thoughts on Nimona, and tell me in the comments down below, have you seen Nimona? And if you have, did you like this movie? Did you hate this movie? And what's your favorite animated film that was based off a graphic novel? Please let me know in the comments down below. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Rabbit Exploring Animation Bliss, and I'll see you guys later. Hey animation fans, like this video? If you want to see more animated content from this channel, then please hit that big old animated subscribe button so that you can get more awesome content from this channel.